Hi everyone, I'm Farmer Jolly and welcome back to our survival series on Riverbend Springs. Now, we are just taking the trees from the deadwood contract to the sawmill. Obviously, as you can see, they're not the neatest. I thought I'd got most of the branches, but we obviously haven't, which isn't ideal, but hopefully we won't lose too much. Just going to get up this hill. And then what I'd like to do is, I'd like to, in this episode anyway, I'd like to try and get another field so that we can, or at least get the equipment so that we can seed the field. And I'm thinking that we're going to sell the sheep and goats. We've got cows. We can look at getting the sheep in the future. But I think right now we need the money and we don't have anywhere we can put them. So I think they're going to have to go. Same with the greenhouse at the moment. We can't afford to move that. If we can afford to build a new one, then we will. So I think that would help earn us quite a bit of money. We'll have a look. I know the greenhouse is about £8,000 for the smaller one. So let's unload all of those and give us about 14,000 litres, which is amazing. So, like I say, we need to get about £8,000 so we can build this new greenhouse. Are there any contracts? We can't do that. There are some, but they're just really expensive. Oh, they're not the ones that we can do. Just aren't really worth much. We don't have a plough, otherwise that would have been good. So, have we got anything we can sell? So we've got about £3,000 worth of goat's milk and 2,000 of wool, which isn't too bad. So I'm just trying to think. What we'll do is, the Landini's down here, right? Let's set this off on a worker. Back to that field. And we can take this back to the main farm. I say the main farm, our starting farm. And I think we'll probably cut the grass one more time before we sell the field, because we might as well keep the cows for now. So we need to make some grass bales. We will keep all of our grass equipment because I'd like to get a grass herd again in the future. But I think for now it would make more sense to sell that and buy an arable field so that we can have some of our own crop. So I'll see you once we get back to the field. Right, so we've got a worker mowing the grass in field 44, and we're going to run the Landini over to the two sell points. We're going to the spinnery for the wool, and then I think it's the dairy for the goat's milk. So we'll get that done, leave the worker working on that. I actually need my map because I'm not overly sure where I've got to go, so we've got to go this way. And then we will be selling the sheep, the enclosure and the greenhouse, and then once we've got the bales off the field, we'll move all of our equipment and we will sell the field as well, and probably buy field 4. We might have to move into the next month though, but we will have a look first because I'd rather work into or late into the night to buy the field so that we can get it seeded if there's nothing we can seed in the next month. So we will have a quick look. Actually, we could do that now, can't we? Let's have a look. Okay, so we could plant barley in the next, barley and wheat we can plant in the next month, so that's not too bad. So at least it takes the pressure off a little bit. I don't think we've actually been to the spinnery. If we have, I can't remember going here. I know we've been to the biogas plant, which is just up here on the left. But the spinnery is a bit further on. We'll have a quick look while we're here in case there's a collectible around somewhere. Because that would be lovely to find a collectible. I think we need about 50,000 for the field. And the more money we've got, the better. So let's just pull in here. Where's the sell point? Just around the corner. Just here, actually. So if I take the straps off, is that actually going to work? Yes. Okay, so we've got about 2,000. So let's just leave this running and turn that off. Now I've got to remember it's going to be done on keyboard and mouse, otherwise I will not see anything. I don't think I've ever been up this way. Right, oh, we can get in here. Let's have a look. Nope, nothing there. This is actually a really lovely, lovely area. And does that continue on our path? Yes, it does. It brings us back down to the road eventually. That's quite cool. Right, let's continue down here. Go in here. Aha! The typewriter. Brilliant. We've still got 18 to collect. That's really good. Right. Now that we've got that, let's go and sell this goat's milk. Actually, we need to tag the place first, don't we? So that we know where we're going. There. Goat's milk. We've still got the wood chips to sell, but I might hold fire as they're going to go up quite a bit in January. So let's tack that. Yep, just see if there's anything else we could look at selling. But I think we'll keep everything else for now. And I do know where the dairy is. I'm just trying to work out the best route. It's pretty much going to be going back to our field. And because the boat's on the wrong side, I'm wondering if we just go the long way round and then bring the boat back so that we can then, instead of on the right side, for us when we need to move all of the equipment, we can just load it straight onto everything onto the ferry, take it over, and then just drive the relatively short distance to our field or farm. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. So I will see you when we're at the dairy. Right, so I did change my mind. We did bring the ferry over because while we waited, I was able to set the other tractor and work up on with the windrow. So that is underway. So let's just sell this. There we go. And then turn back around if we can. There we go. So we've still got to bale. but while it's windrowing, we might be able to start the baling. But I was going to sell the sheep pasture, oh, sheep and goats, I should say, pasture. And we're now going to wait for this, and the greenhouse, just so that's all done. I did have a quick look. We need just under 60,000 for the field. We're going for, if I open the mini map, actually it's probably going to be easier if I just do this. So obviously this is our farmland. We're going to go for field 4, which is just under 60,000, because these two are quite expensive. We'll get them at some point, but right now they're just a little bit too expensive. Not sure what cedar we're going to get yet. There is one in the sale, but it's 20,000, and I think there is a cheaper one. Are we good? Yes, we are. Right. So how's this looking? Okay, so it's done 2 parts. I'm assuming it's going to do a full headland and then begin on the up and down rows. So let's just stay with this tractor. We'll get this back to the farm and sell the sheep, which I think we've had since nearly the beginning of the series. They've earned us a fair amount of money, but I think it's, as we've got cows, I think it's time that we get rid of the sheep and get an actual arable field. But like I say, we will get them again in the future. We'll probably get them again in the future. But right now, we need the money so that we can expand the farm. And it's going to be quite a challenge, I think, moving all of the equipment. I think we'll probably end up having 4 trailers on one tractor, because the grain trailers and the log trailers can actually all link together, and we might even end up having the baler on the back. So we're going to need this, because we're going to have bales and we've got pallets. So this trailer is going to be really full. It will have to make 2 journeys. So let's run over another side. We'll just stop here. And if we select the sheep... Oh no, I can't do it from here. We've got to go over to the trigger just down here, I think. I don't actually know where it is. That's odd. How do I sell them? Aha, there we go. We can do it this way. So we've got 10 sheep. It's overcrowded. It's only meant to take 19, it says. So anyway, we're going to get £2,000 for all of the sheep. Sell those. And how much for the goats? 2,600 for the goats. So they have now all been sold. So we don't have any animals, which is quite sad, really. I say we don't have any animals. We've got the cows, and then we can get £6,000 for this. So let's sell that, and then the greenhouse. We can get just under 4,000 for this. There we go. And this, you can see how much we changed the ground. So we've got 32,000. So we're doing okay. So I think we should make a start on taking some of the equipment over. Obviously we're going to still need the baler. So let's unfold this trailer. It's nice animation, but takes quite a bit of time to bring the ramps in. Right, there we go. Disconnect it. And try and grab the bits that we're going to need to load up. If we can load them up is the question. Because obviously we are now doing this on the rear. We'll find out if we can. I'm hoping so. No. Typical. That's then going to have to go on the front of the tractor. Right. I'm going to get as much loaded up as I can. So I'll see you in a second. Right, so the tractor is doing all right with the windrowing. I think we're going to have to do the baling ourselves, but we are taking the combine and 4 trailers over to the new farm, which is quite ridiculous, really. Actually, we need to untag that because that shouldn't still be tagged. Oh, right, okay, so untag, there we go. That's just absolutely ridiculous. So, let's see if we can A, make it down this hill in one piece, and B, make it onto the ferry. So far, so good. Right, now the next question is going to be if it's too long for the ferry. It's going to be a challenge. I think we'll just about do it. But you're going to have to come pretty far forwards. There we go. So that is everything, all of those trailers on, and it looks absolutely ridiculous, but it's going to work because we've got to get it all back to our farm. I quite like to be able to buy the new field in this episode. So let's have a quick look. So this is nearly done. So if we grab the Landini and drop that off, let's grab. It looks really weird without the animal enclosure or the greenhouse there. So let's grab the baler and have a look. What size bales are we set to make at the moment? 180, that's fine. So we can get rid of that. Let's turn the lights on. Squeeze through this gap here. And make some hay bales. This hopefully won't take too long. So let's get these hay bales finished. Right, so we have been quite busy in that little break. The whole field is baled. It only gave us 3.5 bales, so the half bale is still in the baler. We are going to grab the last 2 bales that are just down here. Everything else is moved and over at the main farm. There we go. So if I now think I can do this, there we go. We're going to grab the front loader, and that I believe is everything. We're going to sell this field, and to finish the episode off, we're going to buy field 4, or farmland 4. So let's sort of get ourselves in line. There we go. Right, so let's come into here. Yeah, there is nothing else here, so we can sell this like so. And let's come down here and buy this farmland. So we've still got £45,000. So what we'll do with that money is, let's have a look. So this seeder is 3 meters. Are there any other seeders that are going to be better, that are in our price range? So that is actually the cheapest seeder, and it's in our price range. Obviously this would be nice. We don't have the funds. I think we're going to go for this. So we'll keep the transport wheels, and we might as well add that on. So let's buy this, and it's going to take just over 2 bags of seed. So actually we might as well just get 2 pallets of this, because it's going to be really close. So there we go. So we've got the seed, and I don't think we could potentially get a roller to boost the yield. 25, that might be good. What if we went to black? 25,000 would boost the yield though. Do we do it? Because I have got a smaller one. Maybe we should go for this one. Roller. Yeah, let's go. That's grassland. We just want this. Let's buy that. There we go. Right. We're going to end it there for this episode. We are going to have to obviously plant that field with either wheat or barley. But let's just let the game save. We'll jump over to the store and have a quick look at the new pieces of equipment. Oh. Why are we so quick? Don't know what's happened there. Hey, there we go. So that is our new equipment. So, as always, thank you very much for watching the episode. I really do hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, if you could hit that like button, it would mean a lot to me. And if you've not subscribed to the channel already, it would mean a great deal if you could subscribe. And hopefully, we'll see you back here for the next episode. Thanks again for watching, and bye for now.